Okay, so this one is going back, and I'm going to redo one that I had done that I got from Damato. I messed it up the first time I did it. It's the 4 stages of learning, or the 4 stages of competency. This was something that Jay introduced me to, but it's been around a long time. Broadwell used it in 1969, and he called it the 4 levels of teaching. And then Curtis and Warren used it in 73 in their book called The Dynamics of Life Skills Coaching. So this idea has been around a while, but the idea is that you go through 4 levels or 4 stages on your way to learning something. And the first stage is unconscious incompetence. You don't know anything about it, and you don't even recognize your deficit. You have no idea that you don't know it. You're not aware of it, so you're pretty much starting from zero. The next stage is conscious incompetence. You're still incompetent, but now you recognize the deficit. You can see what you don't know. The next one following that will be conscious competence, which means you can do it as long as you're focused, you're paying attention, you're thinking hard at it. And then the final one would be unconscious competence. So now I know it so well I don't even have to think about it. In fact, I can probably do something else at the same time. That was typically what the stages were. And, Jay would say you don't want to leave them at the conscious incompetence stage. You don't want to get them to the point of they realize what they don't know and still don't know it. It's incredibly frustrating. So you want to at least get people to the conscious competence stage. Now, this applies for everything in life. It doesn't matter what you're trying to learn. Now, I added an extra one to this, which was reflective conscious or competence. So not only do you know it, not only can you do it without thinking about it, but you actually can reflect back upon it and have an idea of how to teach it to somebody, because teaching it is a different skill. I've met a lot of really good practitioners in various aspects of life, but they weren't very effective as teachers, because teaching requires a certain amount of being able to reflect back on your own journey, be able to identify areas where people are going to have problems, and then help them see through that problem and teach them and help them grow. That also takes a lot of, there's a charitable will that has to come with that as well. You're not going to be a very good teacher if you're still struggling with your own ego and you're trying to prove to everybody how great you are. You won't be that effective in it. So that's the corrected version. I think I have it correct. It's the unconscious incompetence followed by the conscious incompetence. Then you become consciously competent, and eventually unconscious competence, where you do it automatically. And then remember the final one, which I add, is the idea of you can reflect back upon it so that you can teach it. And that's even a higher level.